A potentially deadly infection is on the radar of OB-GYNs and pediatricians when any pregnant woman in any part of the world is close to giving birth. It's called Group B Streptococcus, or Group B Strep, an invasive bacterial infection.
Group B Streptococcus, it's called GBS for short in the lay. So GBS is a leading cause of neonatal disease.
Group B Strep is linked to nearly 150,000 infant deaths worldwide each year.
All around the world, newborns can be infected with this GBS bacteria. Vaccinating that population is really not feasible, so the approach is a maternal vaccine, immunizing pregnant moms in the third trimester. And this is done for influenza and DTaP, other common vaccines, but the idea is that we'll develop a maternal vaccine to prevent Group B strep infections.
Christian Harding is the Chief Scientific Officer and co-founder of Omniose, a startup company in St. Louis. The research and development for a vaccine targeting Group B strep is done in biogenerator labs at BioSTL in St. Louis.
We're a preclinical company, as we have identified the Group B strep vaccine as a very promising lead candidate. We have two forms of GBS in newborns. We call it early onset, which is the first 7 days of life, and late onset, anytime after that before 3 months of age. So those are the two populations we really want to protect.
The National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases of the U.S. National Institutes of Health awarded Omniose a 3-year, $3 million contract for the research and development of a vaccine for Group B strep.
And this is to develop our multivalent Group B strep at a higher scale.
The bacteria is found in about 25% of all healthy adult women. It lives in parts of the GI and genital tracts. But pregnant women can pass the bacteria to their babies during delivery, even before.
And Group B strep is already there. So a majority of women are colonized naturally. It doesn't do anything most of the time. However, for a newborn with a very weakened, not developed immune system, it can be very deadly and cause the meningitis or a neurological impairment.
The idea for the maternal vaccine is to pass along the vaccine-induced antibodies to fetuses. So the vaccine would provide meaningful protection against the disease after they are born.
We're injecting the purified vaccine.
Vaccines could also help prevent deaths in the womb. Group B strep causes an estimated 46,000 stillbirths worldwide each year. Harding says the infection could also overwhelm the mother.
During that birthing and labor process, that's a lot of strain on mom, so she can acquire the bacterial infection just into her bloodstream and can get disease and sickness from that.
Another motivation for vaccine development, Group B strep is also a leading cause of invasive infection in older adults.
GBS is the leading cause of invasive bacterial disease in the United States in the 65 and older population.
Harding says the goal of Omniose is to develop a GBS vaccine with the highest efficacy by using a greatly simplified production process.
We do subunit vaccines. A subunit vaccine takes a piece of the pathogen. It could be a virus or a bacteria. In our case, we only do bacterial subunit vaccines, and they're called conjugate vaccines.
Omniose certainly isn't alone in the race for a vaccine to fight GBS disease.
Pfizer is leading the pack. Pfizer does these types of things very well, so they have a conjugate vaccine targeting GBS, so they are ahead.
But Harding says the Omniose platform has an edge by using synthetic biology with enzymatic rather than chemical methods.
We do it enzymatically. So we've engineered the lab-safe bacterium called E. coli to make that vaccine-specific polysaccharide against the Group B strep. We've also said at the same time, make the carrier protein, and what we have is a proprietary enzyme that moves the polysaccharide onto that carrier protein and covalently attaches them. So it's a one-step reaction to make that conjugate vaccine, and that's what differentiates us from Pfizer, other big pharma that use this chemical conjugation approach.
Omniose is working towards the goal of saving lives and preventing significant long-term disabilities from the disease. It's about protecting families and protecting them from the grief of losing a baby from what could be a preventable disease.